welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Revell, and I just wanted to update you on some of my other projects here. So I figured I'd start with this one, the Baldwin Motion 69 Corvette Revell kit that I'm doing. This one's box stock. I'm building two of these, as you've seen the resin bodied one, that's the Phase 3 GT, and then this one, which is the more of the stocker of the two Baldwin Motion Corvettes. But this is right from the Revell kit, so I built this one box stock. And since I was doing body work, and I actually got some paint on this one, so I figured I would show this one off. So here we are, getting I got the chassis painted, and I got some detail painting to do on it, but the suspension front and rear is in, steering box is in, which is kind of weird, but you know, you put it in there, and I'm almost ready to glue the engine into this one. But she's looking pretty good. Then got the firewall painted. I got a little touch up left to do to that, but firewall's painted, and I got a lot of the stuff painted. Here's the engine though. And this one I'm just doing right out of the box. I did glue the distributor in, but I had to take the distributor back out because the air cleaner has the big chrome box and the two hit each other. So one distributor doesn't work with the other. It's kind of weird. So I took that distributor out, but I'm doing this one as the tri-power with the aluminum heads on it, so I painted the heads aluminum. So I'm doing, you know, just doing this one this way, but just having some fun with it, but not getting too crazy with this one. But I did get all the bodywork done, and I got a layer of paint on it. So this thing is shot, painted, and almost ready to put the decals on, put the hood on and the mirrors on just for a mock-up. But they're not glued on, they're just pinned, so I can pull the mirrors right back out. Which is also why they're just pivoting, but they're not falling off. But she's looking really good. Then I'll put the stripes on her. One of the things that's in the decals, they have these little white stripes that run along the side of the scoops. I couldn't find any actual Baldwin Motion cars that had that stripe. So I'm not sure if I'm going to leave that on or not, but I'll put the SS427 emblems on it and foil. But this one's ready for the decals, and I'll get paint on that one, or clear after that. So this one, just a little update on where I am with this one. And then along with it, you know, you've seen the resin Phase 3 GT. This is the one that I messed up the taillights, or kind of, I paused on the taillights, but I got so many things going on that I keep going on that one. So same thing, I've got the chassis painted and all pretty much assembled, just about ready to get an engine. So I just cleaned that up and repainted all of that. Also same thing, firewall's done, ready to go. Doing a little bit of the interior, but on that one I got the engine painted and I started putting it all back together. This one I wired. The kit was wired by the previous builder. Jerry, he had painted it and detailed it and wired it, so I decided I would redo the wiring, and just drill the holes in the side here and ran the wires right into the side, but repainted the engine orange and the black scatter shield, but it's just really the kit part. And I changed out, it's got the motion valve covers on there now, so you can see those. Those are from the 70 AMT Baldwin Motion Camaro kit. So I stole those from that kit. But I'm just updating you and letting you know where I am with these particular ones. But they're coming along. But I'm just bouncing around between multiple builds, so I figured I would show you all of these and where I'm at the moment. And I'll keep working on the chassis and get them all done in the interiors. But so that's where I'm at the moment. And I will update you further on some of the progress. So for this one, stay tuned. Okay, so a few more updates here going on this 69 Baldwin Motion Corvette. And the more I look at pictures and reference material and just trying to study up on the cars, there's just a few things keep coming out, and learn a few things as I'm going, as these cars are all pretty much hand built, and they're not all exactly the same, and there's no true formula of exactly what the package included. Because when it came to motion performance, whatever your checkbook was willing to handle, they would pretty much do it. they had their packages and their guarantees, and it's kind of interesting, and watching and reading and looking at whatever cars I could to look at the stripe packages and how they're laid out, started to realize that, you know, the decals that Revell gives you, which here's one of the sets. I don't know if it's coming through, and here's another one of the later issues where you got a few more of the emblems and stuff over here. But come finding out, these really aren't very accurate for what the stripes were on the car. Like the ones on the sides that are actually pictured, and you can see them right here. And then the way the back is done on the decal, it's got the idea, but most of the ones, or all the ones I'm seeing, the whole tail panel is painted either white or black, not just the top, right on the tail panel. And the Mini Exotics decals, which I got right here, he did pretty much that. He's got the whole tail panel done, and he's even got the different setup here where it has a stripe that goes up the side. So his decals are that way, but I don't have these in white, and I can get some made, but I think I'm actually going to try and paint it. So I'm going to work on that, but I'm going to end up painting the stripes on this one. And then another thing I had realized after painting this thing is the hood is molded shut. The scoop is. And I didn't give that too much of thought because I already knew that a lot of the Yankos and the Stinger Corvettes, the 67 Corvettes with the Stinger hood, so a lot of them with the Stinger hood, it was already molded closed and it was actually non-functional. And so I didn't really give that too much of thought, but when I was looking at any of the cars with the stripes, I started to notice that they were open. And on the Phase 3 GT resin kit I got, its hood, it's molded open. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should cut this one open. But I couldn't find a single Baldwin Motion Corvette with this hood on it that was not cut open. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll cut it open. And since this one, I painted this one and it came out really nice, I got a hood out of my other parts kit. And so I carved it and cut it open. So now the scoop on this one is open. So it's coming out. I need to do a little bit more body work to it, and it's got a layer of primer and a couple of parts where my carving I scratched into the top here, so I'm fixing those with the filler or primer. So I've got a layer primer on this, and so I'm going to do a little bit more body work to this, and then I'll spray it blue just like that, and then, you know, how it comes out. Then I'll practice on this hood, since it, you know, this one came out as far as cutting it out nicely. So I think this one's going to end up being, I'll try my masking and shoot the white on the hood and see how it comes out. And if it comes out pretty good, I'll mask the rest of the car, and then I'll have the stripe that tees and comes down the side here and paint the whole back area white, and then across and look and see if the stripe is actually on the wiper portion of the cowl here. And so I'm just researching this one and going along as I go. And I also got the wheels and tires painted, so use some steel. And I also painted on the inside of the wheel here. It's got a section that's raised a little bit, and I'm like, well, maybe that's kind of like the rotor, so I painted that steel, and it gives it an illusion that the brake rotors are back there. And since, you know, the Corvettes were four-wheel disc brakes from 65 on, you know, it's basically got all four-wheel discs. There's really no caliper back there that's visible, but it's a little bit better than just leaving that just black, which is what I was going to do. So these are pretty much painted and ready, and I'm going to paint the letters on the tires white. I haven't done that yet on this set. But so this one's getting there, and I figured I would give you another update on where I'm at and what I'm finding and where I'm, you know, headed with this. So I figured I would, you know, show it to you and give you that update. So guys, just stay tuned, and there'll be more updates on this one. So thank you for subscribing and hitting the bell button, and thank you for your comments, as I love to read them and they're definitely encouraging. So stay tuned.